good crowd inside the Bursa Stadium welcoming these two out. Now that the teams are out, we'll have the pre-match presentation. And coming forward is Sri Bala, Olympian. The Honourable Malay Sadagarth, Sri Bola Nath Singh, Secretary General of Hockey India. Now that they have been presented to the two captains, we'll have the national anthems of both sides. The Netherlands first and then Malaysia.
To please stand for the national anthem of Netherlands.
ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରୁଛୁ ନେଦରଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡସର ଜାତୀୟ ଗାନ ପାଇଁ ଛିଡ଼ା ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ।
And please remain standing for the national anthem of Malaysia.
Malaysiaର ଜାତୀୟ ଗାନ ପାଇଁ ଛିଡ଼ା ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ।
Nerves will be jangling for both sets of players as Malaysia make their way down the Netherlands line. And they peel away for the team huddle. So Malaysia retained 7 of the squad that represented the Speedy Tigers at the 2018 edition. There is huge experience in all lines of the side. Number 17, Razi Rahim, has 306 caps to his name and is a potent threat from penalty corners. Number 18, Faiz Jali, is a dynamo in midfield with 191 caps. While up front, the mercurial Faiz Ansari is the only member of the squad that plays his hockey abroad. He plays at Scherwijde in Holland. As for the Netherlands, they've been losing finalists for the last 2 editions of the FIH Hockey World Cup, and they'll be desperate to add a 4th world crown to their collection and lift the trophy for the first time since 1998. They start with the goalkeeper of the 2018 tournament, Pierman Clark, in goal. Thierry Brinkman is the skipper, he plays up front. But Jeroen Delmay, the Dutch coach, has certainly brought in a blend of youth and experience for this one. Perhaps maybe this World Cup might be one too early for the Dutch, but they'll certainly be giving everything for it. They are the side that have appeared in the final the most throughout the history of the World Cup. There's Adol Anthony, the head coach of Malaysia, former player, played in the 1998 World Cup for the Speedy Tigers. And he's up against Jeroen Delmay, 401 caps for the Netherlands, the second most for a player from the Netherlands after Ten de Nooijer, who has 453. So we're almost ready to get underway in this second match on day 2 here in Rokela. And Malaysia, the second match in Pool C, looking to keep pace with New Zealand, who beat Chile a little earlier on today.
Let's play.
It's Malaysia in the white tops and shorts with the red socks that get this game underway. Attacking the goal away to our left-hand side, the Dutch in their chain strip of black with the orange stripes. And I'm delighted to say that joining myself, Charlie Broom, in the commentary box for this one is Jagbir Singh. Jagbir, Very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the commentary box for the first time here at the World Cup. Your thoughts on this one?
Thanks, Charlie. Yes, it's going to be a testing time for Malaysian team for sure. They've done well at the Asian level, but it's time to take challenge with the Europeans. And Netherlands, on the other side, a young and youth, a mixture of youth and experienced players. Let's see how it goes.
Round the corner, looking for Brinkman, but it's cut out and played out to this right-hand side where Faisal Sari will just help it down the line, trying to pick out Zulpidos, Hodemakers. This is Krohn going up and over the top. It's a ball we see a lot from the Dutch. Squarial ball, can be very, very effective.
Well, we've seen it yesterday at the aerial balls, how teams have been utilizing, especially India, utilizing against Spain, breaking through the entire defense.
Jimmy gets it back. Torpedos. Faiz Jali. Hands go up, but as one continues, but it's gone against the Malaysia number 20. Tahois. Bulk, De Hoys. Oh, lovely skill from De Hoys, and he's played it into the circle, and Vortelboer just can't get it out from underneath his feet, and he ends up on the floor. Razi with the 16. Hodemakers tracking the ball. Malaysia have it up that right hand side and now have the free hit. Amanuddin will take. Mahan, the Malaysia skipper. What do you feel the keys for this one are, Jugbeer, for Malaysia?
Keeping control of the ball, that will be one of the key areas where Malaysia will have to concentrate, not to concede early goal.
Nurin Delmay, what a player he was, huh?
See, it's good to see coaches taking challenges when they want to try the entire young side. Especially Yeroon has done this. 2018, for the last 2 editions, they have lost the World Cup. And during the Olympic Games also, the performance was not up to the mark for Netherlands. So it was time for the coaches to take a call. And when he came late in 21, I think that's something which the coaches do it all the time.
Yeah, hockey in Holland, of course, the national sport, and the women are so dominant. It's the men that are in the shadow of the hockey. The Dutch women, and they've got to try and break out of that. Having said that, they've won the World Cup 3 times, the second most of any nation after Pakistan, so they haven't done too badly, but they just live in this massive shadow of the Dutch women.
Yeah, this has always been the baggage of expectations when the teams start winning, and then with the splendid record of victories Netherlands has in the World Cup. This was one reason, I'm sure, with the last 2 World Cups just losing by slippers. They just wanted to take that chance and now prepare a team starting from the World Cup. Normally the coaches take cycle from Olympic to Olympic years.
Into the circle it comes. Hodemakers can't quite bring it under control. There is Delmay. Dutch played the most matches in the World Cup than any other team. The final last time out was their 100th game in the World Cup. Couldn't come out with the win, but they've got 3 golds, 4 silvers and 2 bronze medals from the 14 previous editions.
On the other side, Malaysia has been quite impressive this season.
Well, they've just lost the ball here, and a chance for Terence Peters perhaps, but he's penalised, and Razzie will get the ball away. Sorry, Joe Pitt, you were saying?
And I said they were quite successful. They just lost to Korea in the Asia Cup, otherwise they've been pretty consistent.
Firhan showing his skill, and then lifts the ball as he tries to get it across. He got himself in quite a strong position there because the Dutch defender took his hand off the stick and had put it on the player's back, but he opted to try and get the ball across the circle.
That's what the coach would love to see his team earn penalty corner as early as possible, because they have Razzie Rahim on the pitch, and Razzie has scored more than 130 goals for Malaysia, one of the most experienced drag flickers and top 10 penalty corner drag flickers in the world. And Malaysia would wait for that opportunity, entering the striking circle and create that early penalty corner, which would then help not only Malaysian team to gain more confidence, but get into the game more easily.
Now, the 9th appearance at the World Cup, Malaysia, but haven't progressed from the pool stage since 2002. Finished 8th in 2002, didn't appear in 2006 or 2010, returned in 2014 to finish 12th, 15th 4 years ago, best ever finish in 1975 when they were 4th.
That was the semi-final which India can never forget. They beat Malaysia and then they played the finals.
3-2 in that semi-final, India getting through. Malaysia then lost 4-0 to the Federal Republic of Germany, or West Germany as it was then. Terence Peters on the stretch again, whistle goes against him. Ruffball just having a chat with Terence Peters, ensuring that he is the required distance. Mahan. Is this the chance? As it falls behind Van Dam. Thijs Van Dam trying to get it free. Off the back foot and squeezing it onto the sideboard. There's Tamer Ayenga. Good opportunity for the Netherlands. Crane just fluffs his lines on the edge of the circle. Can't get the ball through, and here comes Ramadan.
I think this was the best chance Netherlands had in this quarter, but not the best of angles. Hafiz then had no problems just to pad it off. Far post strike could have helped for a better deflection there.
Namiru Rinzi free hit, and we are 9 minutes in to this first quarter. No real threats at goal. That shot from Ranga, really the first that's had to be dealt with by a keeper. Certainly Pim Blaak has been a spectator at this point. Razzie Rahim fires it into Yorick Kroon, and they just get a little bit excited, and Bayern puts it up into the air. Kroon did well to charge the ball down, and there were 3 of them, and they just needed a little bit more composure.
That's right, Charlie, and that's what is required in the attacking line. Close to the circle, to be more creative and composed. Malaysia would be very happy with that relief.
There's Bites. Kroon comes short, but he drops it out to Mr. Block. Portalbot. Oh, lovely pickup by Bayern. The layoff doesn't quite come off for him. Emerald infield. And around the back they go. This is Azun. They're playing some pretty decent hockey here, Malaysia. They're playing constructive hockey, aren't they?
That's right, Charlie, and they are keeping the ball position, not trying to just get rid of the ball early.
Van Aast plays it forward, and here is Brinkman, and on it comes again, and across the face of goal, and a penalty corner coming. Cohen Bayern unselfishly playing it across the goal rather than taking the shot on, and they have the first penalty corner of the contest.
A great move this time, overlapping from the right side, already positioned there on the far post with two black shirts. And this is what Netherlands has been doing. They've been scoring many goals, just keeping the ball away from the reach of the goalkeeper at the far post. But they had Jip Jensen, the track flicker, who has already scored a couple of goals for Netherlands.
And there he is on the far side with the white tape around his left knee. He'd be favourite to take this first one on. Little shift to the left-hand side. It goes to Janssen. Janssen picks up, good save, and that's brilliant defensive work from the Malaysian corner unit. Still, though, the pressure is there for the Netherlands. And Malaysia will try and get this clear. Van Aast sweeping with Malaysia, bring it forward. Don't have too many players committed forward. Safiq to Sharil. And Azwan goes under the shoulder and turns possession over. And here is Brinkman. He's got Hodemakers to his right hand side. That's the only player he's got in front of him, Brinkman. Exchanges passes with De Hoyce, and here is Kroon.
It was a well defended PC by Malaysia. Moving away, the injector when pushing the ball. After stopping it, just moving away from the side just to beat the first rusher, but not good enough to beat Hafsiddin.
De Hoyce, yeah, with good disguise, turning it into Brinkman. Squeezes out, and the shot off the right foot. And Hodemakers on that right-hand post gets a deflection, but he deflects it past the left-hand post of Hafsiddin.
So they are now getting better in the attack with more positions, more black shirts in the striking circle. Not taking a direct shot at the goal was a wise move. He knew where he had to strike the ball for a deflection. Lucky Malaysia there, I would say.
And the space is now starting to appear for the Dutch. Here is Hodemakers, lovely ball, and they can't quite finish the move off, and Heinigen arriving late. It's unselfish work from Hodemakers.
What a move there, combining very well and just leaving the ball on the run, but very well intercepted at the last second.
Van Heinigen getting the shot away. Resolute Malaysian defence. You just wonder how much longer the Malaysian defence can hang on if the Dutch are going to create these clear-cut opportunities.
This is what they will be doing, because they would like to go into the early goal, get that one goal in the first quarter itself to open up the game. Malaysia has been defending pretty well in this quarter so far, but it's only about time.
With the loose interception that lifted the ball, that was dangerous, hence why Malaysia have this free hit. Inside the final minute of the first quarter, Malaysia I think will be pretty happy to have kept the Dutch scoreless. And that's a poor touch from Justin Block, and it's put his team under pressure. Firhan head up, trying to find a way through. block comes across to atone for his earlier error in making the tackle. Makers was interested in that. Razzie kept it away from the Dutch striker. Anderson gives away the free hit going to ground. Final 10 seconds. Malaysia need to put this into the mixer. It doesn't get past the first line of defence. And there is the quarter-time hooter. And no goals to tell you about in this one. Netherlands 0, Malaysia 0. And on the balance of play, it'd be interesting to get Jugbear's thoughts as to who would be the happier of the two. But certainly the busier of the two goalkeepers is Hafizuddin in the Malaysian goal. Pirman Blaak with nothing to do in this one, but no breakthrough. Quarter-time score reads Netherlands 0, Malaysia 0.
अहमियत इस बात की नहीं कि आप किन बुलंदियों पर है, बल्कि इस बात की है कि यहां पहुंचने का हौसला किससे मिला। देश की मिट्टी से। कजारिया, देश की मिट्टी।
The brand new and magnificent Bursa Stadium in Morocco sees its first international match played today, and the honour for opening this fantastic stadium goes to England and Wales. Very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along to the opening day of action of the 2023 FIH Odisha Hockey Men's World Cup. Morocco is 950 miles southeast of Delhi and about 200 miles northwest of Bhubaneswar, and the fans are making their way into the ball that's required, have they?
Not much, and the way they are playing, the way they are defending, they may not be able to hold it for more than the second quarter. It's just about the first goal. After conceding that first goal, the game would then start opening up.
Got to be hot, haven't they, Jugbear? I mean, it's not exactly cool out there. Stick a bit of latex over your face and you're going to have a microclimate going on, aren't you?
Yeah. This is what is the best in Rourkela. People come with banners, people come with different faces, people come with different type of indications where everybody, the attention is diverted towards them. And it has been an amazing crowd.
Second quarter underway, Netherlands 0, Malaysia 0. And a really good crowd inside the Bursa Stadium on day two. India not playing here today, not playing at all, but the crowds are here to support the 16 best teams in the world, 8 of them based up here at the moment, and then after the first 2 rounds of matches, the teams swap over.
And that's the best part of Odisha, state Odisha. People with so many international hockey players, they love this sport, they understand the sport very well, and when they know that Netherlands is playing, I'm sure they will be coming in numbers.
Yeah, good tackle up onto the foot of Ramadan. Balk. Here comes from Watervore. Yeah. Nice touch from Dan Baints. Ball forward though, comfortably cut out on the edge of the circle by Mahan.
Normally you see Malaysia with such interceptions playing very well on the counter-attacks, but today against Netherlands, they're just keeping themselves a bit holed up, not just giving in 100% in attack, focusing more on defense.
Razzie, that's a poor ball and turnover of possession, but well defended by Mahan. Okay, he's given away the free hit, but he's stopped the quick counter-attack. Watervore had to reach behind him. That's just slowed the pace down on this attack. They're into the circle now. And cut out by Aswan.
So far, Charlie, it has been quite impressive. The way they've been defending has been quite impressive. They're keeping the sticks low on the ground, marking man-to-man. And this is the only way Malaysia can get through in the coming match also.
The Vilda, though, has stolen the ball and then can't get it under control. Frustrating for him, ends up kicking it. And this one just holding his palm to the ground, just telling his team to calm themselves down.
Even the crowd is also so calm. They are just waiting for 1 or 2 goals and then they start cheering up. Normally in the World Cup or in any major tournament, when you have 2 teams playing the first match, they just try to get the feel off the ground. But after the first quarter, then they just open up.
Crone with the interception. Still going, Yorick Crone. Looked at Sean Rappaport for the whistle. The South African umpire didn't feel there was an infringement to blow. Mahan gets it back from Azwan. The Vilda interested in applying the press, and does that Van Dam now. And Malaysia equal to it, and so far been pretty impressive in possession. As I say that, Miles Bounce steps up and has possession back. In fact, it's Wenger who wins possession back, and there's a little bit of space for the Dutch to exploit down this left-hand side now. Onto the reverse stick, and falling is Koen Bayen. It's the keeper, Hafizuddin, leaning back, just gets the left kicker to it. It wasn't the most solid save he'll make.
Yeah, but Hafizuddin has been going under training with Kumar.
Shot comes in and there's the goal. And it is Thijs Van Dam that breaks the deadlock. Malaysia just switching off momentarily in the back line, and Van Dam pouncing as the ball broke clear. And he dispatches it, the flick past Hafizuddin.
A good advantage there by the umpire. Defense a bit slacking in there because of the high ball. And then easily just rolling it over. Hafizuddin also a bit not fully concentrated after that ball was rising.
This is a bit of a waft, isn't it, from Najimi? He needs to be far more purposeful in trying to get that ball clear.
Despite having more white shirts around, just not coming onto the ball at the right time.
Thijs Van Dam on the score sheet, his 15th goal for the Netherlands in his 79th cap. The Rotterdam striker. The difference between these two sides. And they could have another hit. Brinkman trying to play it underneath his foot to Hodemakers. Portalboer. So that might just settle the Dutch nerves. Balk. Janssen to his right, he's got Block to his left. Here is Justin Block. That's well brought down, that's how to play, isn't it? Yeah. Unlucky from Block.
The Dutch now playing full press, just trying to get that second one as early as possible. Malaysia needs to rotate more faster rather than just leaving it in their own 25-yard line.
That takes a deflection off of Ottelbohr and a chance for Malaysia perhaps to quickly move the ball up the field, but Sharil has fouled Brinkman. And in. The Dutch looking pretty well marshalled in defence. Firhan has to come back, and Razi looking to try and get that ball into a dangerous position. Finds Firhan again, he puts it inside, and just too much of the ball shown by Faiz Jali, and on back by De Huys, who wins the free hit just on the edge of the Malaysia 23. The builder will leave it. Block, sliding it in, can't get it past the first line of defence.
And this is what is happening. Once the ball carrier is looking up from Malaysia, no one there to support them. Even Razi, when he had the ball earlier, he was looking for his shirts, he was looking for his players to call for the ball. But until unless there is much off ball running, off the ball running, trying to ask for the ball, it's going to be very difficult for Malaysian defence to hold this pressure for a longer time.
Heineken into the circle, and I think it was, he hits the deck, nothing coming, and Hodemakers, he wins the long corner. And Heineken just feeling his left knee after that run and clash. Mahan, he's lost possession. Here's De Huys, swing and a miss. Penalty stroke coming, because it was the tackle from Amarul from behind just as De Huys was about to pull the trigger. That was illegal, and Steve Rogers, Sean Rappaport, sorry, no question of that. Yeah, that's just hanging it in, isn't it?
This is how Kashdeep also got one yesterday. He had all the time, De Huys has all the time to take that strike, and Amarul had no reason why he had to tackle that, because it wasn't the best of angle where he could have scored.
So Yip Janssen scores to make it 2-0. Keeper guessed correctly, but there was enough of an angle on it for Janssen to score the penalty stroke. We saw two strokes missed here yesterday. The first one scored is by Yip Janssen.
By Yip Janssen, the power, because of that power, he could beat Hafizuddin so easily. Even though Hafizuddin had anticipated the ball at the right height, he was diving towards it with his stick also just close to the ball. But with that sheer force in that penalty stroke, he could be successful.
So 24 minutes in, Netherlands 2, Malaysia 0. And Yip Janssen is on the scoreboard. May will be a little happier now. First penalty stroke of the World Cup. That's been scored. That's been scored.
Yeah, coming as a goal, that's right. Yesterday was a surprise when Harmanpreet missed that penalty stroke. The ball was just lying there on the goal line.
Yeah. Zach Wallace for Great Britain, for England, sorry, missing as well. But Yip Janssen, third time lucky for the stroke takers here. And the Dutch looking for more on this left-hand side. Van Dam, score of the first goal. And not sure what happened there. But Masharan picked up a knock somewhere.
This was because of the follow-through. Just taking that 180 degrees turn. And then that follow-through was hitting his fingers, yeah.
Just a glancing blow, that is going to hurt a lot.
What a brave boy, back on the pitch. No need for the physio or a doctor.
A high press coming again from the Netherlands, led by Thierry Brinkman. gone all the way out. We've got the circle penetrations already, Jagbir, 15-3. And Malaysia really struggling in the final quarter of the pitch.
That's the problem. That's where the problem lies. Now, after this interception, he may not have much options to pass the ball.
Well, he's got none.
Again, a double tackle, three players tackling one.
He had one option, didn't he, Ramadan? And like you say, that makes it very easy for the Dutch defenders.
Yeah, that's right. Any defense, any good team defense would always try and isolate the attackers, and this is what the Dutch have been quite successfully doing it.
Lifted ball, and they've got themselves the penalty corner, and here is the chance for Razi Rahim to try and pull one back. Lars Bout just asking the question, just asking the question of Jakub Meslik.
And this is the first real move where they could combine each other very well. Though he had deflected, the ball was a bit high, but not that high to be called dangerous, because it was below the knee. And when he received the ball, and then number 29 of Netherlands, Kevin Reember trying to tackle, resulting in penalty corner. This is one opportunity which Malaysia will have, Razi Rahim will have, to come back into the game.
So an important moment in this first half. Razi Rahim, he's on the right-hand castle. Everyone will be expecting the ball to go to him. Do they go to him? No, they don't. They go to the other castle instead. But the save is made by Black, and the rebound is put wide by Meal. It all laid up for him, and he just snatches at the shot and drags it wide.
Now, what an opportunity there. Was a good injection. Ball, a lot of time with the drag flicker, but then taking a wide shot, not being so responsible inside the striking circle. Malaysia may not have many chances like this, the way they missed it, Charlie.
Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? You say they may not get many penalty corners, so you think, do they go to Razi? But then do they try and second guess the Dutch defence by going to the other castle?
I would say they should have always gone with Razi, because the pressure which Black had was because of Razi. And when you have a good drag flicker on pitch, always give him a first opportunity so that he tries his chance. Not only gets that confidence if he's successful, but if he's not, then you can get more options.
Card coming. Who's picked it up? Yorick Kroon has picked it up. The Dutch number 10 with a 2-minute sit down. So a chance now for Malaysia in the final 3 minutes of this first half. Two of them are going to be with an extra player. That's a poor pass from Shafiq, but he gets away with it. Nijami gets it back from Razi. Nijami. Patience the name of the game here for Malaysia. Try and work that Dutch defence from left to right. Create a hole to exploit. Najimi, they've got to keep the ball moving quickly.
This is normally Malaysian style of play, which they normally do. But somehow in the first quarter they were feeling that pressure. And after this penalty corner which they have heard, I'm sure will get them the desired confidence which they were missing.
Confirmation of that green card. Space down this right-hand side for Mahan. There's Jali. Now here's the opportunity. There's the space. Driving to the circle edge. Into the circle they come. Across the face of goal. And turned behind by Wortelboer. That's not on purpose. There's absolutely nothing he can do. He's got to play that Wortelboer. It's always going to go behind. Najimi. Just 20 seconds or so remaining on the green card that the Netherlands have. And Malaysia doing well, but the Netherlands equally playing this period well, and they've negotiated it successfully.
Well, as far as they are not entering their danger zone, which is the 25, it's okay. This is the earlier one. Good pass. He had a lot of time to find his player on the far side, on the far post, but between that defense was a great interception.
Final minutes of the first half. And a good second quarter for the Netherlands. They've taken stranglehold of the scoreboard at least. Kroon dispossessed, backtracking Sharil. Oh, nicely done from FIH Jali. Just one too many dummies, and the number 18 loses possession. Janssen doesn't really get hold of that one, and that will go out of play, and that will be that. They will clockwork run out as Malaysia take this sideline ball, and Thierry Brinkman and the Netherlands are in control of their Pool C opener against Malaysia. 7-0 winners 4 years ago when these two met in the World Cup opener. It is the Netherlands who are in front, courtesy of 2 second quarter goals. The first from Thijs van Dam, the second a penalty straight from Jip Janssen. And it is the Dutch that are heading into the locker room in front. The half-time score reads the Netherlands 2, Malaysia 0. So let's have a look at the highlights, Jagbir. And pretty much left to right, although Malaysia did have their moments towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, that was what Malaysia would be doing in the third quarter also. They are in one of the best pools, I would say. They only have to play Netherlands and New Zealand to make a mark. One win would help them through before playing Chile.
Real chance there for Hodemakers on that far post, and that was a last-ditch tackle. But some indifferent defending from Malaysia, letting them down in the 20th minute to allow Thijs van Dam to score. This in particular, I think, will annoy the coach. That's not really anything of a clearance, is it?
I think that was just because of the high ball. The ball was in the air, and each defender thought that who's going to tackle it first, and goalkeeper was also not fully prepared. And this tackle, which resulted in penalty stroke, wasn't the wise defense which we would expect at this level.
Yazivadin going the right way, but Janssen too much power, and this was the one penalty corner for Malaysia. And as it came back, Mior with the snatch shot, dragging it wide. That's the closest they come. So let's have a look at the graphics. Oh, it's Netherlands 2, Malaysia 0. It breaks down such as this. Thoughts on this, Jagbir?
Well, one penalty corner which Malaysia had, I would talk on that, Charlie, for sure. They changed the, I would say, battery. Instead of Rahim, they just took it on the left side, and then from the left side, the first drag which they made was on the right towards black. No problems for the goalkeeper at all to stop the ball unless they could have changed the angles.
So those are the stats. The teams are in the locker room and they're having a break, and so are we. We'll see you on the other side for the second half.
The digital broadcast of the FIH Odisha Hockey Men's World Cup is brought to you by Kajaria.
Let me tell you a story about the wolves and the kings, and how the story began.
आपका इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए।
मैं सुक्कू हूँ।
आपका आइडियल लाइफ पार्टनर कैसा होना चाहिए?
मेरा आइडियल पार्टनर होनी चाहिए। क्या बोलते हैं उसको? हाँ, फाइनेंशियली स्टेबल।
तुम तो वैसे ही बेकार हो। जाओ चाय बना के।
The brand new and magnificent Bursa Stadium in Mallorca sees its first international match played today, and the honour Lost 7-0, and they had to wait till 1970 for their first win. 1-0. And about 81, I think. We've been doing some work. Well, I haven't. I've been doing a little bit of work, but the guys at the Hockey Museum have been helping me out, Shane Smith and Phil Bailey. And we think we've got 81 meetings, 3 friendlies in that 81. England winning 74, Wales 3 with 4 draws. And as you can imagine, trying to collate all that information is quite a job. So if you like your stats and you want to get involved in creating a very useful database, then I know the Hockey Museum are always looking for volunteers.
Well, I'll take off where you left off, because the Welsh have played 14 matches in 2022. They won 8, 57% percentage, and they lost 6 matches. While the English team have played 22 matches, won 12, lost 9 and drew 1. So it just tells you these teams are so evenly matched, 57%, 55%, so they're going to be a tough game right through.
Nice ball up that left-hand side. Park again.
What's nice to see is that every time the English team goes down the flanks, there's always a double team. There are people pushing, the Welsh team is pushing one player towards the ball and one taking the space.
I guess the point is that takes its toll after a while, doesn't it? After 60 minutes of trying to double team. Condon. A bouncing ball coming towards him. Difficult one for sure, but he would have fancied his chances if he could have brought that under control. But I think the other thing, of course, Cedric, is a lot of these players know each other so well from club hockey back in England. So a little mishandle from Wallace. A little shape and go. And Zach Wallace driving into the circle. Good strength. Oh, too much apparently from Kelly. A bit harsh.
I think there was a bit of a shove, body play.
Both hands on the stick. I mean, sometimes when you see the hand come off the stick, let's have another look. It's Kelly. Strong tackle, no?
It's a strong tackle, but you're at this part of the ground.
Well, welcome back to a rocking Bursa Stadium here, half-time in this Pool C clash between the Netherlands and Malaysia, and here are the hero top scorers, and Tom Craig and Jeremy Hayward with hat-tricks yesterday. Hat-tricks number 59 and hat-trick number 60 in the World Cup, and the 2 Australians bagging 3, and Andy Hayward of New Zealand is the leading hat-trick scorer in the World Cup. He has 3. There you go. Do you know that? Yeah. I'm here to help.
Yeah. The information you have, Charlie, not many would have it for sure.
So I think they need to work out their signage there. It's not quite in order, but I know what they mean. We do love Roerkela and the Netherlands, and I'm not sure about the rest of it. But anyway, let's have a look at this opening goal. It's scored by Van Dam.
And that's because of his positioning. He was just looking at the ball. He was waiting for that chance, the ball to drop down and then take a strike. Hafizuddin was not fully prepared.
Okay, well, while the fans are enjoying themselves, let's get the thoughts of the coaches on that first half.
Jeroen, it was not an easy first half. You have the lead. You have had most of the circle entries and penalty corners. What are you looking at improving in the second quarters?
I think especially our technical skills. I think we just lack a bit of final control while we're missing the opportunity to really speed up the game, and where we start making wrong passes. If we solve that problem about the technical skills, I think we will improve our game and we'll get some more opportunities.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Arul, Razi and Marhan have been awesome in deep defense for you guys, but Netherlands do have the lead. How do you ensure that you put their defense consistently under pressure in the second half?
Yeah, I think we started off very well. Instead, we gave up some 2 individual silly errors, resulted in a goal. But we just have to believe that we can keep going and keep pushing them to their end. That's all, yeah.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Interesting job here. I just wonder whether or not there's quite a lot of nerves in both camps, that as this game progresses, the technical skills will come back to the Dutch, and that belief will come back to Malaysia as they start just to settle down, because although there is experience in both squads, it is the World Cup, it is the opening game, and there are bound to be nerves.
There are, and this is what is happening also. Very rightly, Jeroen said that the team is lacking some technical skills, some finishing touches inside the attacking zone. The combination is also not up to the mark. I'm sure he could have given some lessons in this break. On the other side, Malaysia is more popular of playing their counter-attack hockey, which I have not seen so far. The only time when they did so could earn a penalty corner.
He's lost the mask. It's too much for him. He's lost the mask. His mate gets bragging rights for having the mask longer.
And this time maybe he wanted to show his face.
Second half underway with the Netherlands attacking the goal away to our left-hand side in the all-black strip. They lead Malaysia by 2-0. Both goals coming in that second quarter. Thijs van Dam with the first, Janssen with the second. And Malaysia with it all to do in the second half. Here is Balk, vice captain of this side. Whittlebore gets the free hit. Touch trap Crane finds Block. Janssen. Again, a nice lead from Thierry Brinkman, just too much on the pass from Justin Block. As he weighing up his options, decides to go across the park to Najimi, which have turned possession back over, but then hand it back. A bit of possession ping-pong going on in that midfield.
Malaysia cannot afford to do that because they have to keep that ball as much as possible. They don't have many numbers in attack. They're trying to just keep control in the midfield, not to concede that third goal in the third quarter. This would be one of the instructions the coaches would have given, but for that they need to open up.
Little ball trying to inject the pace. Brinkman back out to Balk, to Huijs, Janssen, here is Block. Yeah, good skill from Jorik Kroon. He wanted the advantage there. He knew what was coming and he played it really well. Janssen sliding it into the top of the circle. And here is Mahan, the Malaysia captain, to bring it clear, or out of the danger zone at least. Najimi. Cello and a cul-de-sac here. It's been Nick Vortelboer. Lovely skill from Vortelboer, but in the end just takes on one defender too many. Good tackle from Mahan.
High balls again. Aerial passes will not help Malaysia. The ball possession will for sure. And this is...
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw that with Chile, didn't we, in the last game? They played a lot of aerial balls in the first half, and they actually got the ball on the deck and passed it around. They were far more effective. Lovely interchange of pass, and Brinkman draws the save. Long corner. Balk. And just left behind by Block. But again, there's nobody forward for Malaysia. And they win those free hits.
And when the system is not right, when the system is not playing to the expectations, this is what happens. Too many players will then have to make a run for more than 30 to 40 meters. And this doesn't help.
Yeah, the issue that they go forward, they realise they've got nothing forward, so they then have to come back, by which stage the Dutch team have all made their way back.
And Malaysia, to counter that, they have to have a centre midfielder who will have to play that role. Someone to control that ball inside the midfield, towards the flanks. This has been their strength, always, Malaysian team. But yes, it's about World Cup, it's about nerves, it's about the first match. That also against a team they have played and not won for many years. The last time they played in the World Cup was losing 7 goals. And I remember one of the newspapers I read somewhere, Kumar was the goalkeeper then. And he had been training Hafizuddin, and he said, I want to train him in so well that he is not able to concede the numbers which I could. And I'm sure Hafizuddin so far has been doing pretty well.
Possession still very heavily in the Netherlands' favour. Lovely skill by Sevi van As.
As far as the circle entries don't change, they may have had numbers in circle entries, the Netherlands, but unless those circle entries are converted into penalty corners or goals, Malaysia would be happy.
It's with Janssen. Left by Van Dam. Brinkman though couldn't pick it up. On the left hand side is the big attacking corridor for the Netherlands, and that makes sense because if the ball comes across from that side, your attackers coming in from the right side are all taking it on their open stick, on their strong stick side.
And which is not happening. This is one reason why Jeroen said that during the half time also, that the technical aspect has to be looked into by the team as early as possible.
Razi goes long, looking for Shiril. It's a little wayward from the Malaysia number 17. Loose ball from the number 10. Let's come back off the foot and Beinst as well, not to hit that away, otherwise he would have been on the bench for 2 minutes. Pihan. Yeah, just sold FIH Jali a little short. As a result, FIH Jali couldn't keep the ball in play.
This is what the pressure can bring. They're falling short of ideas once they are in the 25.
Balk. Left behind by Reyenga. Well, this is a little better. There are a few players further up the park for Malaysia. They can shift it out to this right-hand side. Ashran finds Najib. Najib back into Shafiq, but his first touch lets him down.
Combining slowly but steadily and losing possession at the area where they have been trying to reach is not so good. They have to be more effective, they have to keep control. Even if there has to be an option for a pass, should be sure shot.
Reyenga, that's a pass that Van As can't bring under control. It's beautiful from TM Reyenga. Bunce, Reyenga. Lovely bit of skill from Reyenga, because he dropped the right shoulder to look like he was going the other way and then drove left and completely drew the foul.
That's so tricky. And you have some tricky and smart players on the pitch always.
Hodemakers hasn't got any support. Gives away the free hit.
And the combination which we expect from the Netherlands side is also not that impressive so far. We've seen them play against likes of Centre Bath, Billy Bakker, all combining so pretty well.
Faisal Sari, sorry to cut you short there. Jug Beer finds the Sari into the circle. It's still there though for Malaysia. Ball underneath in the penalty corner as Ashran plays it onto the foot of Ten Bains. And surely now Razi will take this one on.
And this is the time when Malaysian team has to realize their strength. They have been pretty successful whenever they have attacked in numbers, whenever they have moved well on the counter attack. This was so wise, so intelligent, having seen the stick on the left side, finding the foot. Even now the game can change, Charlie.
Absolutely. Lyndon Black needs to sort his defensive unit out. Razi on the right-hand castle. Faisal Sari on the left. And this time it does go to Razi, who picks up. Good number one running by Hodemakers. Still there. And Razi will get another go.
Now the second penalty corner which we were talking about. If the first one is not taken by the direct drag flicker or the key drag flicker, the second one has to go to him. And this brings in more pressure to Razi, that when the expectations are more. Rushing was absolutely in line. Very well done.
I think it could have been a foot from Hodemakers. They might have gone upstairs, so they'd not had the reward anyway. Razi takes it again, slips it to Faisal Sari. It's all broken down. And the Netherlands have the free hit, but it's not taken from where it needed to be.
Yeah, Malaysia can't afford to miss that. This backdoor pass to Faisal Sari. Faisal has scored many goals for Malaysia in this set piece, and this time just faltering. Could it be nerves? But he is one of those experienced players Malaysia could ever have.
Krohn. A lovely skill from Jorik Krohn. Still going. Brings it forward. Brinkman's on the deck. Janssen with the illegal tackle.
Just hold it.
Oh, is it held? Oh yeah, it's Brinkman who's gone down. He had it coming together. I wasn't sure who it was with. I think it was Aminuddin.
Okay, good. You go. He's coming. He's no.
Now that's not a good sight. Let's hope that is nothing more than a little tweak and he'll be okay, Thierry Brinkman. Yeah, I think he was hopping for speed, really, rather than anything else. As they're coming together, it's hard to see what happens there, Joker.
And this is one reason why umpire couldn't really react what happened.
Aminuddin. That's just not a percentage pass, that one under the shoulder. Okay, Malaysia still got possession, but it was more through fortune than anything else. Shireel. This is Mahan into the middle of the park as he spreads it out to the Malaysia left. There's Jali with the mishandle, and Jorik Krohn doesn't have too many options in front of him. Now he's got De Hoist to his left. He just sold by and short with that ball to the left channel. Shireel wins the free hit. Faiz Jali out to the Malaysia left. Still Netherlands dominating the possession. Nearly 3/4 of possession. Mio sort of never really stopped the ball. Hard to say if he'd taken the free hit. But here is Van Dam just waiting for his teammates to arrive, and he's just passed it behind Van Heinigen. And those are the things that Jeroen Delmay was talking about at the half-time that he wants to improve.
Yeah, he would be a worried coach, I can understand, because unforced errors not required, and both the teams are doing the same, I would say, especially in the midfield. Not that creative, not coming up so well, not constructive. and missing chances despite having no defenders around, not even being tackled or no pressure. Netherlands realizing that it's not the toughest of pool. They have to play New Zealand and Chile next. But this can't be a reason when a team is preparing for the World Cup.
Mahan. Into Najib, who has given away the free hit. He's going to have to work hard now, Najib. Terence Peters. To Vilder. To Wenger. To Huys. Janssen. Oh, so blocked to Janssen. To Huys. That's better from the Netherlands. Balk. To Huys. Losing out in that challenge with Shello. Mio. Jali continues his run down that right hand side looking for the return pass. Faisasari. Najib. And back to Razi. Have their hand in the air, but Ashton keeps the ball alive legally. Mahan. Best passage of play this for Malaysia.
That's a good thing, keeping the ball, not allowing the attackers at all, and a great interception now.
Yeah, Terence Peters picking that aerial ball up from Razi. Little shifty behind the back from Razi, and then his clearance was a little rushed and he's given it back to the Dutch and Lars Balk. Balk's still going and somehow keeps control of the ball. De Huys, space on that right hand side which De Huys has found. This is Reyenga going to the back post. That's a little unlucky. That's almost beautifully brought down by Bayern. Another play, and we're all inside the final seconds of this third quarter. No addition to the scoreline in quarter three as the ball's thrown in, and Peters not giving Razi enough space. And there is the three-quarter time hooter, and Malaysia playing a little better in that period, but the Dutch unable to extend their lead, and in truth actually didn't really work the Malaysian keeper Hafizuddin that much, but the Dutch still in control of this one. Three-quarter time score, Netherlands 2, Malaysia 0.
Let me tell you a story about the wolves and the kings, and how the story began.
Hello, I'm Freddy Janwala. How are you?
I think in the circle there, and for me the question is, Zolis had the advantage, the ball was on his stick. Empire blew it earlier.
So Banderak on the left hand castle. It's Roper, and Cowland's got a green card for was that a twitch that he had at the penalty corner? So Cowland picks up the first.
3 साल पहले पकड़ा था, तब शर्म आई थी खुद पे.
Have the penalty corner to come, and it goes to the right hand castle where Banderak picks it up. Good number one running from Shipperley, and he's going to send this upstairs because the penalty corner's been re-awarded, and Shipperley is showing up there in the stands. Everyone enjoying themselves. Dutch and Malaysia put on a show in this final quarter. Last game here on day 2 in Nuakala. Still 2 more to come in Bhubaneswar. Off the back of this one as the hockey comes thick and fast in the opening days of this tournament. Steve Rogers blows, Sean Rappaport, sorry, blows his whistle and gets the final quarter underway. Netherlands leading Malaysia by 2-0. Balk picks up De Vilde. Good tackle. It's a sideline ball which Wenger will take. Wenger weighing up between De Vilde and Binds, but it's Binds who ends up with it. Bodemakers ball into the circle, and that's good defence from FIH Jali. And here as Ramadan makes his way up the left-hand side, there is nobody in white. Well, they're late arriving, but there's only one supporting player.
It made no sense also to run that line because he was easily double tackled.
Mio. Let's ball up the right-hand side. Netherlands free hit. Well, Anil Anthony will know that the big game for Malaysia is the game against Chile. If he can get the result there, then it pretty much will result in his side making it through to the quarterfinals, because it would be one hell of a surprise if Chile got a result against the Netherlands.
No, that's right, Charlie, and also the goal average, which he will be more concerned about. Getting one goal back, the way Netherlands is playing, he would be happy with his team performance so far, keeping them only at bay for 2.
Yeah, New Zealand-Netherlands takes place, well, in fact, New Zealand-Netherlands and Malaysia-Chile all take place on Monday. Let's have another look at this penalty corner.
That's again the 3D ball which he tried, and then rough tackle. It's got to be very difficult for the defenders to just, they've got to be more cautious when approaching or when tackling the ball in the air, resulting in so many kind of corners we've seen. The best of players making mistakes.
So, everybody set for this penalty corner. Binds on the left, it goes to him and he scores. Teun Binds with the third goal that surely makes the game safe now for the Netherlands, who have a goal from open play, a goal from a penalty corner and a goal from a penalty stroke. And Teun Binds, the number 18, makes it the Netherlands 3, Malaysia 0.
Teun Binds had a lot of time to find his angle, and this time the good thing was the height was okay, and it was between the stopper and the goalkeeper.
Teun Binds' first senior international goal. Congratulations to him. What a time to score it. Straight down the middle.
And this is the toughest angle, I would say, for the goalkeeper and the goal line stopper. He thinks that the goalkeeper will do it, and goalkeeper thinks that's his ball.
Teun Binds with the penalty corner in the 47th minute. Netherlands with a great start to this third quarter. Now have Malaysia got an answer? Ball into the...
Even after such a good interception in the attacking zone, he just took that blind shot, missing again that opportunity.
Nice skill, but results in a free hit out for the Netherlands. So this is Janssen to Balk. De Huys. Kroon. Bortelboer just checks his run to give Kroon the outlet ball. Balk. Back to Bortelboer. Thought about the pass to the hoist, and in the end opts to shovel it back to Block. Block bringing it forward. Gürtelbohr. Balk. Peters. This is good play from the Netherlands as they look to slide it across, and that was Justin Block who'd come up from left back to end up at right wing.
That was a bit of a distance for the ball to travel between the striking circle. Easy defense.
Malaysia trying to play it out of deep. Here's Block. The hoist. Balk. Jensen on the reverse stick. That's a well measured shot, and here is Terence Peters. Great tackle. That is a really good tackle from Najami.
Not able to control the ball, but then a great tackle.
Oh, I think he's kicked it actually. I don't think it was the tackle. I think Peters hit it with his left foot, and that took it away from his reverse stick shot.
It's not just Malaysia, Netherlands also making a few mistakes inside the circle.
Oh, lovely skill from De Hoijs, and here is Peters. Peters going for the far post, and deflected past the near post by Marhan, who was coming back. Peters again using his body really well. So long corner, De Hoijs. Block. Balk. Here's Block. Janssen brings it under control beautifully, and that's a good tackle. Ahmadinejad. Well, Malaysia having more of the possession in that second quarter, but it's been all the Dutch actually in quarters 3 and 4. Block. Well picked up that was by Janssen, who found himself in an advanced position. Wins the long corner. De Vilde. Block. Going up and over the top. Looking for Brinkman. Razzie leaves him alone, so not to give away the penalty corner. Go see Brinkman back on the park. Plays it across, and half the touch falls to Van Heijningen, and he can't get a clean shot away. Janssen again, they go across field to Brinkman. Brinkman dinks it over the attempted tackle of Razzie, and then it's put behind for a long corner. Another long corner. But blocked to Brinkman twice in the space of 10 seconds. The only way around that for the Malaysian defenders is to be tighter to your man, because then if the aerial ball is thrown, you'll get the free hit because it's played into danger, into a congested area. Under the foot though of Sherrill, and that's going to be a penalty corner for obstructing the Dutch as they tried to take the quick free hit, and penalty corner again, and Janssen is on the park.
small errors resulting in that big problem for Malaysia now. First, the ball was intercepted well. He only had to clear the ball, get that control.
Janssen on the left, Reinga on the right-hand castle. Janssen takes a step to his left. Here is Janssen trying to open up that goal, and a good number one running. Results in the long corner. Safik. Mahan. Dropping it to Ransom. Mahan once more. 6 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. The Netherlands leading by 3-0.
One step, even though he took one step, but there's good rush. Line of the ball. Not leaving that space which Janssen was looking.
And Heinge. Dispossessed by Mahan, but there's nobody down that right-hand side. There's nobody at all up front for Malaysia. Very little threat going forward.
Even though whenever they've moved in numbers, whenever they moved together, they have been effective from the right side. And this interception, now again, there's no one calling for the ball from the ball carrier.
Faisal plays out the right-hand side. Here is Shello into the circle. Shello trying to get the ball across the face of Pymin Blaak's goal. He gets a left kicker to it, puts it behind for the long corner. Chopped out by FIH Jali. Mio to Mahan. Mahan on the reverse tip. Oh, I think old Hodemakers fancied that for a moment. And that's a good tackle from De Vilde. Also goes against him though. First time ball across. Well cut out by Janssen. And Hodemakers wins the free hit. Well, things for Irene Delmay and his side to work on, but the most important thing is to get 3 points from your opener, and that's what they're going to achieve here. Because with just under 4 minutes remaining, they lead by 3-0, and apart from penalty corners, Malaysia haven't really troubled Pymin Blaak. Wortelboer. Thijs van Dam allowed to turn and get his head up, finds Wortelboer on the goal line and just misses the return pass. Van Dam and Wortelboer can't combine down that left-hand side. Shello loses out, and here is Kroon. There's a telegraph pass comfortably picked out by FIH Jali, and there's another one picked up by Wortelboer. Heinz. Kroon. Van As. To block. Binds. Oh dear. That's Wortelboer. I thought he was one of the substitutes down below me, and that Binds had played the ball out of play, but Wortelboer standing in front of Terence Peters on the near sideline. Jimmy. That's just a ball to nowhere.
Well, that's the best way to release pressure, because they are under tremendous pressure now in the fourth quarter. The Dutch have been all around.
Balk. And here is Kroon, shovels it on. Wortelboer picks up the bouncing ball nicely, then tries to play the aerial ball into the circle. and it's watched carefully. And then Heiningen just closing the gap and not allowing Najib to take the ball under control and get it clear, which is why Malaysia had the free hit. Into the final 2 minutes. Netherlands 3, Malaysia 0. Malaysia, can they find themselves a consolation goal? Shipped 7 in the first match of the 2018 edition of the World Cup against the Netherlands, so in that respect it's an improvement. Maybe they're playing a little bit more compact in this one, looking to maybe pick up the break or the penalty corner, but haven't really had the breaks because they haven't had the numbers.
Yeah, that's right, Charlie. First and foremost was they were under pressure for sure when they started. They were trying to keep the defense as tight as possible, and this is one reason where they didn't open up in the first quarter. Second quarter, yes, they had better position.
Peters across the face of goal, and free hit goes the way of Malaysia.
This is another good piece of understanding. Would have been either way.
And Heiningen looking for Hodemakers. And a good defensive effort from Malaysia, who win the free hit on the dotted line outside their circle. It goes from Aminuddin. Well, that's a loose ball. And here is Jorrit Kroon, and the Dutch with a chance to attack right at the death. Peters into the circle, across it comes, and Kroon! Oh, what a goal that is! What a goal! Poor ball out of defence and turned over. And Jorrit Kroon with a brilliant finish rounds off an absolutely magnificent team goal, but Malaysia, the architects of their own downfall.
That's right. Fantastic. One of the best goals, I would say. Combining very well from the right side. He had positioned himself so well, anticipating that ball. Look at Kroon. He was there asking for the ball, and on that pass, finding his angle, lifted on the right place in the net. Hafizuddin could have done better covering the first angle or the first post.
So that final minute, final seconds in fact of this contest, Jorrit Kroon makes it 4-0. And no less than the Dutch deserve really, based on their dominance. As Pim Blok bats it away, and that is the final hooter. And the Netherlands open their 2023 World Cup campaign with a win. Jorrit Kroon rounding it off in the final minute as he scored a brilliant team goal. And he was trying to drive his side forward a lot of that game. Malaysia didn't really offer enough going forward, but they know they've got bigger matches to come in 48 hours time against Chile. But here in their opener against the Netherlands, 7-0 4 years ago, they've gone down again, but this time a bit more respectable the scoreline, but the Netherlands worthy winners. Final score, Netherlands 4, Malaysia 0. Well, Jokbert, good performance by Jorrit Kroon and the Netherlands, and well, they'll prepare themselves for a big game against New Zealand. But let's have a look at the highlights of this opener for them.
Yeah, Netherlands from the first minute, they went on to the attack, but good goalkeeping by Hafizuddin. Strike was on the first post, no problems for the goalkeeper, and this was one goal. Good strike, good finish by.
Yeah, just relieved the pressure, didn't it? Because this came in the 20th minute, and you thought that if Malaysia could get to half-time goalless, then it might obviously just puts a little bit more pressure on the favourites, which is the Netherlands. But it was just a little lax, the defending there. That was 1-0, and then this poor time tackle from Amirul leads to the penalty straight, which Janssen just beats the keeper for pace, even though he guesses correctly. He's nowhere near it.
Malaysia had the chances to come back into the game.